folks. Welcome to the HPL Division 1 Formula 1 United States Grand Prix at the COTA Circuit of the Americas track in Texas, as we see Jackson Altman with qualifying currently. We are in the rain qualifying. Jackson Altman currently in first place with a 150.0. KD with a 150.2 in second. Let me just get this all set. Everyone looks to be on either very wet or full wet tires or on the hard or on the intermediates. Let's see. Looks as though Porty will be setting his lap. He will get a 150.885. He drops down. Hex up into third. Jeez. Mason jumps up. Cody the Bear jumps up. Still haven't seen most of the drivers, as we do have the full driver lineup today. Based on our current Division 1 standings, Jackson is currently in first place of Division 1. Derludo in second with 120, Jackson with 146, Derludo with 125. We have third place being Heredia with 123, fourth place Joker with 114, fifth place being Cody Bear with 100. As we go off of the last race, Derludo won last race at Japan with Jackson in second, Boyasher's third. Boyasher, new driver here. Honestly, really solid. Honestly, been really solid in the one or two races that he's been racing. Mr. Hex with 149.4. As Heredia jumps up to fourth place. Still people left not having times yet, and Mike G puts in a time. It's still Killer just put in a time. Joker's not put in a time yet. Still has 2 laps on those tires. Same with Kyler Team Fan. Those guys probably both invalidated at least once, maybe twice. As we are into the pits right now with Cody the Bear, let's go on to Kenny. It looks as though Kenny might have already set his lap. He might be going for another one. As we go into Kenny, Kenny looks to be going... Oh, he invalidated. He's going to the pits. Someone who is... Okay, Riley has invalidated. On our out laps right now, looks to be old number 7 and Mike G together. And looks as though we will have Mike G put in his lap right now on it. As we see another guy jump up, Killer jump up in the 5th. Mike G has set a time. Not a good time, but he set a time. As he is starting his lap, we will take a whole look on here just so we can have everyone see the track. Now I understand this track is not really new to the schedule. It came onto the schedule, I think around 2013 it was, they put in COTA. They've been having US GPs before that, just they didn't really ever have a specific set. There was always at different places. This has finally been like the one current place that they keep having this race at. Rain normally isn't too much of a factor during this race. I'm surprised it's been so much of a factor right now. But we could see the rain dial over from the qualifying into this race. How much of that rain we will get? Probably not too much. But there is enough to be an issue. As Tiger NASCAR gets the fastest lap of the race, or the fastest lap of the qualifying with a 1:49.43. Just beating out Hex with a 1:49.48. Gary in the Alpine, though, he is a Williams driver, and his points will count for the Williams, the 1:49.5 up in the third place. As we look in Mike G finishing with a 150.1. Wow, puts him all the way up to the 5th. Katie is out of this race currently, but he still has a solid time considering what he did. There's some drivers on the outlap. Cody the Bear probably won't be setting his, considering he just spun. Ludo's just starting his outlap. Porchi looks to be doing his flying lap right now. Having a little bit of trouble with that right there. Oh, Riley puts in a 1:49.8, puts himself in fourth. Gary with a 1:48.7 puts himself in the first. 1:48.7, jeez. I thought a 1:49.4 was going to be the fastest lap this entire time. They get a 1:48.7. That is something. As Porchi coming into his last sector. Oh, he set a purple sector too. Does this mean he could go for first? It is definitely close. He has had a really solid lap so far. There's about 3 minutes left in this section, qualifying, so everyone jokered down to Kyle 18th and haven't set a lap yet. That's definitely worrisome, especially since this is a 20 driver field. We go on. Porchi finishing with a 1:48.5. What a lap! Going to another driver who's nearly finishing his, Kenny LaFleur. As there is a caution, Riley is out of qualifying. He has indeed crashed. Clay has retired as well. He will not set a time. XD set a 1:58. Oh, Kenny with a 1:49.3. So we go back down to Joker setting his time. This is important. He is one of 2 drivers to not set a lap time yet. Clay being the 3rd, but he is out of this race, so he's out of this qualifying, so he technically can't set a lap time. Joker didn't set a lap time? Oh, Joker with a 1:47.8. That was weird. Kyle 18 fan still hasn't set a lap time, and he will not this time because he has a invalidated lap. That's not good. Starting last is never good. As we see XD champ here setting a lap, or not setting a lap. Darludo with a 1:47.8. That is a banger of a lap. And then Mason with a 147.6. Oh my. Yasher with a 149 flat. I thought a 149.4 would have been the fastest lap here. No, I got humbled fast. I mean, the track is definitely drying by the minute, but I don't know how much the track drying is really going to affect these guys. Because it's still a lot of rain. I know it got about 2-3 seconds faster from the start of the sector, but I don't know from when Mason set his time to now if we will have any significance. Kenny with a 147.2 or 147.7, sorry. Joker with a 147.8 still. As we see one guy who's setting his lap now, or at least trying to set his lap now, Kyle 18 fan. Last guy to not have a lap set that is currently still in this qualifying. Will we see him set a lap, or will he invalidate? How fast of a lap will we see him set is the real question. Oh, as he goes across the line with a 147.5. Oh, just at the end of qualifying. Darludo passed him with a 147.3. Mason going across the line with Boy Yasher right in front of him. Yasher with a 148. Mason with a 147.3. Nobody seems to be passing these guys. Tiger with a 147.4. Cody with a 147.1. Peretti with a 146.5. Oh my. Now that's big, especially since Jackson is starting out of the points. His last person to set a lap is looking to be Joker. He is up on his time. Oh, he invalidates! No! Oh, no. He could have had a 147. A 146.8. That would put him in second. Now he's in ninth. No. Oh, waiting on is Kenny to be in the pits, and we will start this race. As we go on, looking at the qualifying, we have Heredian first, Cody second, Darluda third, Mason fourth, Tiger fifth, Mahek sixth, Kyle 7, Kenny 8, Joker 9, Killer 10. In the outside of the points, we have Yash 11, Porchy 12, Gary 13, 14 XD Champ, 15 Riley, 16 Jackson, 17 Mike G, 18 KD, 19 Old Number 7, and finishing in 20th, not setting a lap time, Clay the Monkey. So we are restarting the lobby, making sure everyone is correct. As I do not know if there will be rain now, considering this. As everyone is leaving this session, we will... Oh, I'll wait a second to see. As people are leaving, we will leave as well, and we are waiting. We wait for the invite. We have honestly not had that bad of a qualifying. Will we see rain in this race? I do not know now. As we wait here, I guess we are still waiting. as we now wait. We are still waiting. We wait for people to get ready. This is not going good. Sorry, I've not been talking. There's just not been anything to talk about. As we wait, we almost have everyone. As we have everyone in, this race should be starting somewhat soon. It's going to be a cloudy race. Might rain at some point. As we wait for the lobby to start, I will, I guess we just wait now. We've been waiting, and we will keep waiting. As we're watching, yeah. For anyone in here who's still here, hi. It's been a little boring. Sorry. I haven't had anything expected. Oh, we're about to start. Yay. Yes, we will have to wait a little bit so everyone can get their setup in. Then we go. As we wait. Setup should be in rather quick. I think we can ready up somewhat soon. Yep, we are ready up. And it is time. We are in a formation lap. Electric, because he joined late, will be starting last. As Gary gets disqualified from the formation lap. As Heredia, Cody, Darludos are top 3. We will probably not see rain. It is cloudy. We do have about 28 laps, I'm pretty sure they said it was. Alright, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. It looks as though most people are either going to do mediums to softs or softs to medium. As we see, a lot of the drivers do currently have soft to medium. Some on the hards. The hards can be a good strategy here, depending on how long you want to go. As we see Darludo in the lead, Heredia drops down to second. Third place, Mason. So we look at Ludo with the fastest lap. Kenny drops down 2 spots. Our biggest jump right now is Jackson up in the 9th. He jumps up 6 spots. Kenny drops down 3 spots. Biggest loser, XD Champ, who is down into 20th, losing 7 spots. Yasher moves up in the 4th. This is a solid battle between the top 5 drivers right now. Yasher kind of catching up to Hex. As we do see this, Jackson moves up in 8th place, passing Tiger. Gary drops down. Killer moves up into 12th. Kenny is fighting with Porgy. Kenny's in the points. Kenny's in 10th place right now. It's a good battle right here. They're side by side going into this corner. Kenny will not be able to keep the pass yet. He will stay behind. Porgy moves up 1 spot. He's into 10th place. Tiger has been dropping a little bit. Jackson, Joker, Yash, and Hex have all moved up. Heredia, that's a visual glitch. It should not be a minute 37. Heredia is losing a little bit of time over to Darludo. Darludo's still in this fight. Now, I understand he is pretty far out from Jackson. He's around 30 points, but he's still in the fight. His DRS is enabled here. Mason up in the 3rd place. Cody in the 4th. Cody in 4th. Hex right behind Cody. Will we see anything happen here as Jackson passes Joker? Jackson up 8. Clay moves back a little bit. Riley, Katie, Clay all fighting with each other for that 14th spot. Killer moves back. Oh, Riley with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Riley drops back. Katie and Killer fighting with each other for 13th place. Katie and Clay fighting for 14th place. Killer trying to get up in that spot for 13th. As looks still Gary and Kenny are fighting with each other. Kenny back into 12th. As he does have the DRS. Hold number 7 with 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Gary is in 11th still. It looks as though he will be passed by Kenny LaFleur. Kenny LaFleur, he will get the pass off. Kenny's into 11th, going on to the coattails of Porchy. As the best battle right now is Hex going for the ball. Hex is up into 6th place. He is right behind Cody the Bear, as we see from his point of view. He is in the DRS thing, as a lot of these battles, making that battle up. As you start close this battle so far, he is in the DRS. There is a pass and XP Champ is slow. As using ERS and DRS, will he end up dive bombing? He does go on the inside. Riley with a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane. Riley has retired from the session. As Hex does get the pass off on Cody the Bear. As Yash has caught up to him, and Jackson is right on Yash's back end. Josh is right on his back end. Jackson will not try and go for a pass just yet. Give me one. Okay, this should be good. Alrighty. So we see Jackson right on the back of Yash. Yash is on the back of Cody. He will try and pass Cody here. He does get the pass off on Cody. Will Cody get passed by Jackson is the question. Cody lets Jackson go side by side with him. Cody on the inside of these next couple corners. Will Cody keep them side by side? They are still side by side. Jackson now on the inside. Jackson gets the pass off. Jackson up in 6th place. So we look at our leaders right now. There's not much of a difference. Heredia did pass Darludo. Heredia is into first place. Darludo is into second. Darludo using DRS and DRS to try and get into that first place position. Trying to stay in the DRS range. Hex is up in third place, will not be in DRS range. Mason right behind him with Yosh, Jackson, Cody the Bear, Joker, Tiger, and Porsche just barely out of that DRS range. Barely. Kenny's right behind him. Tiger looking to try and make a move on Joker. Joker is a little bit far. Same with Jackson. Jackson is moving a tiny bit of time for Yosh. Yosh, pretty solid driver out here. Jackson, our championship leader right now. Being in 6th place does not help him. Jackson will be nearly out of ERS considering how hard he's been trying to push to keep up in this position that he is in. As Yosh is looking to be, looks as though he's only just off of Mason here. Mike G with a 3-second time penalty. Both of those drivers in the Alpine took time penalty. They are far behind. Clay falls back. Clay, I think, spun here. That's why he is what he is. Electric up in a 15th place. He is tied for moving up the second most amount of spots with the guy I mentioned earlier, Boyasha, as Jackson we got the most spots. KD nearly into the points. Well, XP champ with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is not good for him. As we keep in touch with Yosh. We keep in touch with Mason, actually. Mason right on the back end of Hex. There is another caution. Clay has retired from this race. As we go on, yes, this has just started, Jim. That is an observation that is true. It was a little bit of problems trying to reset the lobby. Yeah, I was just sitting here for a little while, so as Clay has left the session, Boyash is going to make a double pass. I mean, he made a double pass. Mason made a pass. Hex was down to 5th. Yosher's up into 3rd. He's fighting with get my words right. He's fighting with Mason. Jackson is fighting with Hex. Jackson will pass Hex. Jackson has moved up 10 spots. He's moved up from 15th to 5th. Oh, Hex is a little bit off the track. That might be a warning. Is Mason, Yosh fighting with each other. Ludo and Heredia fighting with each other. There's a big battle here from 3rd place up into 6th place. There's another battle here from 7th on to 9th. As Cody goes on the inside, doesn't get anything to work. And there's another battle here between Porchi, Kenny, and Gary, as Mike G has retired from this race. As right now, it does not look as though there's going to be any chance for safety car, depending on how these drivers are. I mean, there are a lot of close battles. Cody the Bear drops to 10th. He drops down to 11th. Kenny's up with the points. Kenny, will he go past? Porchi goes wide. Kenny goes wide. Kenny goes behind him. Porchi's in 9th. Joker in 8th. Tiger in 7th. Joker in 7th. He passes Tiger. Porchi passes Tiger. Oh, there's another caution. There is another caution out there for what looks to be, I think that was Mike G. Or no, I think that was old number. Oh, Porchi! Porchi cuts across the track. I think he did get contact made with him. As Cody passes him. As we look up here, Jackson passes Boyash. Jackson is up into 4th place. Tiger with a penalty. Cody with a penalty. Cody's in the pits. Kenny is up into 9th right now. Cody is retired. There have been 4 people retire in the pits in the first 8 laps. What the heck? Gary drops down. Gary spun. Electric with a 3-second for multiple warnings. That is not fun. There is a battle here. There's still a battle for 3rd place. It looks as though between these guys, Mason has let his teammate Jackson Altman, the championship leader, go up ahead of him. There was probably team orders there. As we will see how fast Jackson can catch up to these guys. I mean, he already is making up at least a little bit of time. Not on these straights, but he is making up time in the corners on these 2 drivers. Darludo is losing a little bit of time right now. Will we see that be a factor going through this whole race? As Yash is still fighting with Mason. Yash and Mason are fighting for 4th place right now. As Joker all on his own. Tiger fighting with Kenny right now for that 8th place spot. Porchy and KD looks to be starting a fight. Famous killer a little bit. Gary is all on his own. Old number 7 and Electric are fighting with each other, and XD Champ is XD Champ all in the back. So we go back to our leader. They're losing. He's still losing time to him. Jackson is gaining time. Slightly, but he is still gaining time. Nothing major, but he's still gaining time. Mason up into 4th place still with Koyasha right behind him. And right behind him is Mr. Hex. Now, as we do watch here, we don't have too much issue going on. No one really having any problems. Hex is losing a little bit of time. Yash is gaining time on Mason. Mason is losing time to his teammate. His teammate is gaining time to Darludo. Darludo is out of the DRS. Darludo is harvesting. This is not good for Darludo. He just gets back on that DRS. Try to get into this straight. Jackson still not in the DRS. Mason, Yash right behind Mason. Right behind him, Hex. Joker a little bit far behind. KD moves up in front of Porchy. They're battling with each other. KD moves up in front of Porchy. KD's in the point. Oh, they're fighting. There's contact. There's contact. Porchy is not happy. Oh, there's more contact. Porchy's pushing him off the track. Okay. KD is dropped back. There will probably be something there as Porchy is doing a roadblock to Killer right now. And having a chance to be up into that spot. Killer having a chance to be up into that spot where he takes it. He does have the DRS. And he will get the pass off. He does get the pass off before the corner. Because there's still a large train going on over here between these other drivers. Tiger into the DRS range. Kenny out of the DRS range. Not looking great right now for Kenny Leclerc. Joker just casually cruising over here in 7th place. Out of the DRS range is Hex. In the DRS range is Yash. In the DRS range is Mason. Out of the DRS range is Jackson. Jackson is having to use ERS on this straight so that he doesn't have Mason catch up to him. Yash, will he be able to catch Mason and pass him possibly? Yash does not make a move. Mason does make an evasive maneuver there. As it looks as though Tiger will pass Joker. They did indeed let Kenny catch up to them to be in the DRS. Will Kenny keep that spot? I don't know. As Hex is back in the DRS range. As Mason is out of the DRS range with his teammate. I don't know if he was purposely trying. I don't know what happened there, but I think he did get a little loose. He has been a little bit loose on these on these corners, it is a little bit hard to stay straight. Yup, that is right there. He does get a little loose. That could be a cause for concern for Mason. Could cause Boyash to catch up to him. Boyash on the inside. Will he make the pass? He does go too wide. I don't know if he keeps the pass going. He does get a little loose, and he will stay behind. Going into these S's, there is a real battle here between these two. Oh, Yash will stay behind him for right now, but he is looking to he's looking to pounce on that position as soon as he gets into that DRS range. As soon as we can do that DRS back straight over there. This track is a weird shape, honestly, if you really think about it. I don't know what kind of shape this is, but I don't like it. As XD Champ is around again. Yash will make a pass. He will make a move. Will he actually get the pass off? That is the question. Yash will get the pass off. Mason goes a little deep. He does not hold himself out there. His XD is still around. XD still around. Yash. As someone's around over here, that is KD who's around. KD dropping back a little bit. Oh, he comes out right in front of Gary. That could be a little bit of an issue there. Kenny and Tiger fighting with Joker right now for that 7th place spot. KD with multiple warnings and a 3-second time penalty. Porchi drops down to 13th place. That's not good. As we see some people do get into their pit window, these guys on the medium tires. As it is lap 12, the hard tires can most likely make it the entire rest of this race. As XD Champ is around again. There are some people in the pits, as we have KD, Porchi, Electric in the pits right now. KD is just now leaving the pitch. Electric does pass Porchi. Kenny with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's not good. As we do start seeing people pit, I don't know when we will see our leaders pit, as Darludo has lost a significant amount of time. Darludo is getting passed by Jackson Altman. Jackson has been able to catch up. Boyash has been able to catch up with Boyash. Oh no, Boyash lost part of his wing. Yash is missing some of his wing. I think there was an issue there with him and Darludo. Darludo broke a little too hard in that corner. XD Champ retires in the pits. There are only 15 drivers left in this race. And Boyash is going to have to pit now, or at least pit soon. And there's just coming laps to fix that wing. That is a real killer to his race right now. As he will go into the pits. He is going into the pits. Darludo in the pits, Jackson in the pits. Heredia not in the pits yet, surprisingly. Hex not in the pits. Mason not in the pits. Joker, Tiger, Kenny not in the pits. Killer not in the pits. As we see this battle still going on between these three. As we see a nice battle going on between Hex and Mason. Mason is 8 seconds off of Heredia. Heredia looks like he is just gone. Tiger with another 3-second time penalty as we go to look at the penalties right now. There is 8 seconds worth of penalties for Tiger, 3 seconds worth of penalties for Kenny, 3 seconds worth of penalties for Gary, 3 seconds worth of penalties for old number 7, 3 seconds worth of penalties for Electric. We go back to the position change. Okay. Tiger is, and we still have Hex and Mason battling. Hex is going on the inside of Mason. Will he make the pass? He does indeed make the pass. Hex is into 2nd place. As we go back a little bit to watch this battle between Joker, Kenny, and Tiger. Kenny kind of just behind them, trying to watch on, trying to stay with them. Not really working. He is falling far enough back. I don't know if he will stay in the DRS. As Joker still trying to catch up. Oh, Joker goes into the pits. Kenny does not follow him into the pits. Tiger up in the 4th place right now. Kenny's up in the 5th. Killer's up in the 6th. Looks as though Jackson's going to be up in the 7th. Jackson, Darludo, Yash already pit. Yash far behind the other two. I don't know what happened to him, other than his wing. That really does screw his chances. Electric with another 30-second time penalty. He is at that 6 seconds worth of penalties. Heredia has to pit soon. Hex has to pit soon. Mason does. So does Tiger and Kenny and Killer. When will we see these guys pit? Will we see anyone pit together? Don't know if there's really much strategy like that as there is in the NASCAR, as we saw earlier. This is still not looking great for Jackson, depending on how fast Heredia can stay in front of him. As we see Mason not really keeping it close. Our closest battle is this one right now, but it's not really much of anything so far. As Tiger NASCAR's in the pits. Kenny LaFleur's into the pits. Killer is not in the pits yet. Oh, his Tiger does have the 5 seconds, so he does have to wait a significant amount of time before he can put on his tires. Kenny's up in the 7th place, Darludo's up in the 6th, Jackson's back up in the 5th. He's on Killer's tail. Will we see major issues? As we see Killer lets Jackson pass. Killer back down to the 5th place, Jackson up in the 4th place. Killer, arguably, I would have let him pass earlier so that I could have gotten that DRS. Jackson does pull along with the DRS, that is something. As he is catching Hex fast. Mason and Hex are losing time to Heredia. Jackson is gaining time to both of them. Heredia, will he pit? Heredia still not pitting. Or he is pitting now. Mason, will he pit? Hex and Mason. Hex pits. Mason does not. Mason is in the lead of this Grand Prix. Jackson will be into 2nd place, taking the provisional lead. Killer goes into pits. Darludo is up into 3rd place. Mason is only 5 seconds ahead of Jackson. He is losing time. As we see Yash and Kenny Kenny will not pass Hex. He's going to stay behind Hex. As we see Yash ends up passing Hex. Yash is in 6th place right now. Darludo with a 3-second time penalty that can really affect the outcome of this race some. Heredia is in 4th place after pitting. He did not lose much time at all. Mason might hold up Jackson. I don't know how good Mason's gonna be being in the pits here. He might be slowing up a little bit so that Jackson can catch up to him and get a little bit of DRS. Other than that, this teamwork is really, the Ferraris really are at a convincing 1-2 right now. Oh, Mason makes a little bit of a mistake. As if we want to go off of the constructor standings, it's Ferrari in 1st, with 189. In second, we have the Aston Martins, as Mason still is not pitting. Second, we have the Aston Martins with 182. Mercedes in third with 173. No wins. Red Bull with 2 wins is 139. Haas at 111. Alfa Romeo with 76. Williams with 42. McLaren with 33. Alpine with 30. AlphaTauri with 23. As we look on, Heredia is catching Darludo. Mason is passed by Jackson Altman. Darludo's up catching Mason. Heredia is catching Darludo. Joker is losing time. Oh, this race. It's been pretty interesting. Kenny with another 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds of time. That's 6 seconds of penalties to Kenny. 3 seconds for Tiger, 3 seconds for Darludo, 3 seconds for old number 7, 6 seconds for... Oh, Darludo's out of the race. Darludo's out of the race. Heredia spun. Darludo's out of the race. Virtual safety car. Okay. This significantly helps Mason. Like, significantly helps Mason. Mason could be in second place now. Mason is pitting right now. There is a full safety car. Mason and Jackson are pitting. And so is Joker, and Hex, and Yash, and Kenny. Everyone is pitting. Heredia is going to need a new wing. Gary's pitting. Killer's pitting. Number 7's pitting. Porchy's pitting. Electric is pitting. Katie is not close to them, so he probably will be pitting as well. As that really screws Heredia. Heredia had an easy chance for a win here and got it stolen away. Heredia didn't fix his wing. Heredia has not fixed his wing. That will definitely mess up his race. I don't know why he didn't fix his wing. That was bad, but that was bad. Darludo really messed up the entire race here. It looks to be definitely coming some penalties coming out of this race. It looks to definitely be some penalties coming out of this race, especially because Darludo crashed. There could definitely be some controversy here. Jackson still in first place. Mason in second after that. Of all people to benefit, Mason Masopes is the one person that I say benefits the most here. He started off in third place, hadn't pit yet the entire time, went 18 laps on those medium tires, was going to get caught by Joker eventually, probably Hex as well, and that virtual safety car basically saved him. So we see Heredia pit for Heredia is not pitting. No, Heredia is pitting. He's got to put on the new wing. Will we see him actually put on the new wing, or will it be the same as last time? It's the one downside of having a pit stall late. They are putting on the new wing. Heredia ends up in last. He is in last place right now. He's in 14th place. That is a bummer and a half. As we wait for the safety car to end. Don't know. I think that the safety car will be in this lap. It should be in this lap. As our biggest riser is Jackson moving up 14 spots to first place. Joker moving up 5 spots to third place. Yash moving up 5 spots to 5th place. The safety car is in this lap. Well, number 7 moving up 8 spots to 10th place. Electric moving up 8 spots to 12th place. As we are back green, but we are not back green yet fully. We will be waiting to see when Jackson goes. As Jackson is still waiting. Jackson is going. Jackson is going. We are starting. Mason with a little bit of a mess up there, losing time to Jackson. As we will be 3 laps until we have the DRS, we will see who falls out of the DRS range in that time, who stays in their DRS range, how many passes will get made. Oh, Electric with another 3-second time penalty. No, come on, man. Way better than that. Electric, a former top 5 driver. Fortune Dude in 11th, number 7, 10. Killer 9, Gary 8, Tiger 7, 26, Boyasher 5th, Hex 4, Joker 3, Mason 2, Jackson Altman is in first place right now. I'm pretty sure if Jackson Altman wins here and gets any points next week, he will be your driver's champion. And right now, with the Heredia being out of the points, they could lock up the Constructors' Championship. I never thought I would be saying that this early in the season. But they could definitely lock up that Constructors' Championship. We look at Mason gets passed by Joker and Hex. Boyash might be catching him as well. Mason with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Heredia with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Heredia is in 11th right now. Let's get a little look at Heredia, see if he can... Okay. Heredia is off the track. Heredia retired. Heredia is out of this race. Heredia did not score points today. That it can be a real issue for that Aston Martin team. That is terrible. Hex in the 2nd place. Wow. The one driver that no one's expected to be doing that great today, Hex, up in the 2nd place in today's race. honestly probably driver of the day in my opinion. Jackson, obviously is easily going to be driver of the day, moving up 14 spots. But Hex keeping his own, standing his ground, staying where he's at. Honestly, doing really solid. As we see Kenny fighting right now with Tiger NASCAR. Boyasher fighting with Mason, who's fighting with Joker. DRS is enabled this lap. They are not in range of Jackson. Jackson looks all but have this race won, unless he makes a mess up. Hex in second place right now, Joker in third, Mason in fourth, Yash in fifth, Tiger, Kenny, Harry, Killer, and Fortune round out our top 10. KD behind Fortune. Killer, Fortune, Yash, Hex, Joker, and Jackson are our only drivers to not have penalties right now. This is a little bit of a penalty-ridden race. I will say, this track, the corners are not the easiest to get around, especially those S's right in the middle of the track. They are very sharp. Jackson with a convincing lead, still up in that first place spot. As Joker will use DRS. Will he use his DRS as well to try and catch up to him? He will not. Joker is catching. He will think about going inside, doesn't end up doing it. As Yash right on behind of Mason. Right on behind of Mason. Can see right through that gap in the rear wing. Will he be able to get a pass on him? There's a very eventful race going on right now, folks. As Yash only 2/10 behind Mason, going into the DRS zone. 4-2 with a penalty. That can shake up things a little bit for who gets points. Yash will have DRS, will use some DRS as well. Will he get the pass off? He goes down the inside of Mason. He goes wide. Yash went way too wide, got passed by Tiger as well. Could not handle that kind of speed that he had. He was just trying a little too hard to try and get that pass off. Now he's behind Tiger, in front of Kenny LeFleur. Will Yash make that ground up, or will Tiger make that ground up on Mason, as both of them do have time penalties? Very little has left this session. Let's look at the time penalties. Only 3 seconds for those two, 6 seconds for Kenny, 3 seconds for Gary, 3 seconds for Forty, 3 seconds for KD, 6 seconds for number 7, 9 seconds for Electric. Because all of them are on 5 level tires, 2 of them are on the mediums, Yash and Electric. Everyone else on those soft tires. Electric up into 12th place. And Yash will try to get a pass off on Tiger, does not end up getting it this time. Might be able to get it around the DRS zone. As Hex is losing time to Jackson, he has lost a significant amount of time. Jackson with 4 laps to go is looking to win this race. Hex in second, 4 seconds behind Jackson. Joker only 5/10 behind him. Mason 4/10 behind Jackson or Joker. Tiger 4 seconds behind, 4/10 behind Mason. Yash is only a 10th or so behind Tiger into these corners. Kenny LeFleur with a 3-second time penalty. He has 9 seconds worth of penalties right now. Oh, there's a caution. Old number 7. Number 7 has spun. Killer passes Kenny. Kenny might get passed by Forty. Porchi earlier in this race did have some definite issues with Katie, who's right behind him. Do not know if that will be the same as Yash moves past. Yash moves past Tiger. Tiger goes wide. Gary goes past him. Tiger and Killer are fighting with each other. Tiger and Killer and Kenny. Oh no, all three of them. Tiger, Killer, and Kenny all on the wall. Electric up into 9th place because of it. Kenny's down into 12th. Tiger's in the pits. Kenny and Killer are fighting with each other right now. Oh, Kenny goes on the inside. Will he get the pass? No, he doesn't. Hex with a 3-second time penalty. That could be important for Joker. As Mercedes has already won the D2 championship, as the D2 championship was suspended after 10 races. Killer gets passed by Kenny. Electric is ahead of Kenny. KD is ahead of Electric. 14 7th. Gary in 6th. Yash in 5th. Yash right behind Mason. As we see Yash go down the inside of Mason. Yash will not just yet get that pass off. They are side by side, as he will now get the pass off. Will he pass Joker is the question. Oh, as we see Yash falling a little bit behind from Joker. He is definitely falling behind from Joker. Will we see him be able to catch up in time to be able to pass him? There are 2 laps left in this race. Jackson has won this race. Hex is in 2nd. In 3rd is Joker. 4th is Yash. Provisionally, Yash is in 3rd. Joker's in 2nd. Kenny with another 3-second time penalty. Killer in a provisional 9th, I'm pretty sure that is. Possibly 8th. As Joker passes Hex, Joker's in the lead. Joker's in 2nd place. Yash is in 3rd place. Hex is in a provisional 4th. As well, if you're along in the chat watching, we can play Formula 1.5 as Joker is winning this race. Hex is in 2nd, Yash is in 3rd, going so forth. Jackson doesn't count. Jackson's our Max Verstappen. Yeah. Oh, as Yash tries to pass Hex. Does not get a pass off. Yash going into his DRS zone. Will go on the inside, won't get a pass off though. Will he try and get a pass off here? He does use ERS and DRS. There are... Oh, Tiger with another 3-second time penalty. Yash with some speed will not be able to pass him. Mason on the outside. Gary on the inside of Mason nearly. As you see, Porchi passing Gary. Porchi could possibly get into 5th place here. Gary passing Porchi back. They're both fighting with each other. Porchi KD passing Gary. Porgy's up in the 6th place. Porgy could be up in the 5th place. Mason could drop back. As we are going into the last lap. Jackson with a 6-second lead on Joker. Joker kind of on his own island here. As we see Mason getting a little bit of the dirty air, messing him up a little bit there. As he and Porgy look to be fighting with each other now for that spot, for that last spot in the top 5. Porgy in 5th place. As we see Yash and Hex fighting with each other still. Hex trying all he can to keep that position. He wants to finish this race in a provisional 3rd. Oh, as Yash tries to get the pass off. Yash on the inside of Hex. Yash both using ERS. Will Yash be able to make a pass? Going into the last sector, Yash will make a pass. We see Gary make a pass on Porgy. Porgy will not be able to defend it. Porgy gets a little bit. Oh, Porgy runs into him. What is Porgy doing? Porgy taking his anger out on the track. He should be taking it off the track. As KD takes his anger out on Porgy. Porgy tries to take out Kenny. Or KD. KD and Porgy are connected to each other as Jackson Altman wins this race. In 2nd place will be Joker, then Yash, then Hex, then Mason, then Gary. Then it looks to be Porgy and Katie. Katie and Porgy are into it with each other. And 9th place will be the man himself, Killer, then Kenny, then Electric, then Kenny, then Old Number 7, and then Tiger NASCAR. As now we will invite our winner. So what a day for the McLarens. So we see some people, DNF's staggering amount. As we wait for our drivers to come into the party. As we have one of our drivers, 2 of our drivers in. I do not know if Yash will also be in here. All right, then. So on to you, Joker. I know you were running kind of battling with Kenny and Tiger there.
Oh, you can go to him then.
Okay. Well, let's go to our 3rd place finisher, Boy Yash. Do you have a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Alrighty, Yash. Newcomer into the league. I know you are. You did pretty good last week. Doing pretty good again this week. Was there any specific strategy you had, especially after that safety car came out?
Not really. I was starting 10th, so it was tricky to come through, and then I picked up like a couple of warnings very early in the race, avoiding running into the back of cars. So I was having to play it very safe, and then I was surprised that everyone went on the softs at the end after the last safety, well, after the only safety car. But I kind of managed to hold on to the pack on my mediums, but by the time I got to the front, Jackson was already gone, and Joker was driving really well, so I wasn't quite able to get him at the end. But yeah, I destroyed my front wing on Deruto, so I apologize to him for that. It was a bit of a scrappy race.
And then also one more question I have for you. I know you and Mason were battling for a little bit. You did go a little wide. You did go wide there, and it kind of slowed you down. Was there any specific thing that you kind of like had to fix after trying to go for that pass on Mason, or was it just like kind of try and go for the same thing again?
Was that the one into turn one?
Yeah, the one in the turn one.
I was just way too late on the brakes. Um, I knew I had to be quite aggressive if I wanted to try and get to Jackson before he got away from the pack too much. But yeah, it didn't pay off, and then that was like my fate sealed. And I think second was the best I could have got. But like I said, Joker was driving really nicely.
Understandable. And congratulations on third place, and good luck next week at Brazil.
Appreciate it.
All right, on to our second place driver, always Joker. Joker, do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Okay, Joker. So I know you were running around 7th most of the race. Was there any specific strategy you had throughout this race?
Yeah, I do want to say I love your accent. I love it. Sorry. I've never heard it, and I'm sorry. But no, I mean, I'm just kind of strategic with my racing. I really don't like to fight people unless I specifically need to overtake. So I was kind of just, kind of just saving the ERS. Once we lost the pack, I feel like I had pace to keep up with the top three, but just no point in trying to ERS blast past everybody, and then they just keep swapping. It doesn't really make sense. But then the safety car came out. I was P3. Mason said he was racing for the constructors, so I tried to get by him as quickly as possible, and then Hex got by me, and then once I realized that Jackson was just a little bit too far out, I just kind of stayed behind Hex until Borioshi, because he was kind of making his way through the field. It's just waiting for him to get behind me, and then decided to make my move before he got to me.
Understandable. And I know next question, the last question I had for you is you were behind Hex for most of that race. Was that a specific reason you were behind Hex, or was it just like you weren't, or was it just like difficulty getting past?
No, it wasn't difficulty getting past. He was probably like 30 or 40 ERS percentage lower than mine. It was just no point in me blasting most of my ERS to get by him, and then he gets back by me um, like the lap after, even though he got close a few times. So, just kind of playing the team game, the strategic route there, not necessarily just going for fights, just trying to be patient, accept that you're not going to win the race, and maximize the most points.
Understandable. Congratulations on second. Good luck at good luck at Brazil.
It is Mexico. Thank you.
Oh, it's Mexico next race? Sorry, I thought it was Brazil. Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, next race is Mexico. My bad. Going on with that, our first place driver, Jackson Altman.
What's up?
So Jackson, I know you started lower in the field. Was there any specific strategy you had trying to get through the field, or was it just, what was it?
Not really. I don't want to make any super risky moves, but I know I have the pace on a lot of these guys, so just worked my way through one by one and got up to the front.
And I know you and Mason were around each other for a decent amount of the race. Was there a specific strategy for you guys, like going with each other, or was it just like, yeah?
No, not really. He just stayed out for a little bit for the early part of the race. I knew he wasn't going to battle me hard, but we weren't in a party together, so we didn't really have a strategy. And at the end of the race, he stayed out for a while and was able to get second and came home with a good result.
And then last question I have is so I know you took first place there for a sec, and I know Heredia did end up crashing out of this race. Is there any specific strategy you have going into like the next couple races, since you have such a large lead now, considering what happened?
Yeah, just play it safe. Don't really want to put myself in positions to get wrecked, and hopefully I can clinch it at Mexico, and then I can try and help my soaps get a win.
Understandable. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And with that, we will be ending today's stream. That was Furchinator commentating. We will be coming back to you live next week Thursday at the Mexico Grand Prix. This has been the 10th edition of the HPL Division 1 Formula 1 series. I am Firstinator, signing out. Ciao.